Come to the third day of our reflection for the Aguinaldo Masses. For this third day, we will be reflecting on the theme Stewards of Vocation. Each of us has a human vocation, our role in carrying out God's divine plan. Our challenge is to understand our role in this plan and how to respond generously to this call. One of the ways by which we express the call is by our work. Of course, vocation can be in terms of a state of life. You can be a clergy, a religious, a single blessed, or a married person. So that is vocation in terms of a state of life. But another expression of vocation is also in work. Our work, our expression of the part of the role or the role that we have to play in the building of God's kingdom here on earth. So the Second Vatican Council points out that through work, we build not only our own world, but contribute to the building of God's kingdom, which is already present among us. Work is our partnership with God, our share in a divine human collaboration and creation. It occupies a central place in our lives as Christian stewards. Now remember, our first father, Adam, when he was placed by the Lord in Garden of Eden, he was given a mandate. What was the command? The command was to toil and to keep. Sometimes our idea is when Adam was transferred from the desert to the garden, is that in paradise he has no work. But that is a wrong concept, because it is very clear in the Torah, in the Genesis, God placed Adam in the garden, giving him the command to toil and to keep the garden. In other words, he has to work. Even in paradise, there is work. So, that is why the Second Vatican Council teaches us that in our work, it is our concrete manifestation, our expression of our partnership with the God who is a creator. So, let's connect that with the gospel for today. Matthew, among the gospels, because there are 4 gospels, you know that, highlighted the role of Joseph in the life of Jesus. In this gospel, Joseph received the annunciation of the angel about the nature of the birth of the Messiah. Because Joseph was a man of integrity, he planned to secretly divorce Mary. Now, everyone has a part in the plan of God. Joseph received his calling through his dream that he will take care of Jesus and Mary as the foster father to Jesus and husband to Mary. Now, Joseph lived humbly as a carpenter in Nazareth while providing for the needs of his family. It was in these circumstances that he lived his vocation, fulfilling his part in the plan of God. Now, in our own lives, we also have our own vocations. For the clergy, like the priests, the deacons, and of course the bishop as ordained, our family is the people of God. And I think that is also the beauty of our tradition, calling the priest, for example, as father, precisely because we are supposed to protect and take care of this family of God, which is the community in where we are assigned. For the married couples, the father and the mother, of course we know that your stewardship, you're taking care, the gift that you have received is the gift of the family. And as part of that, returning this family to God with increase, you take care of it. You appreciate the wife that you have, the husband that you have, the children that God gave you as gift. And you just don't receive it, but you nurture it. You nourish them to grow. And in that way, when they grow up, and of course, towards the end of our lives, for those of you who have your families, you can say that you have done the part by which you have taken, or rather the part which you receive as your vocation from the Lord. Now, fulfilling our vocation through our works, we are becoming like Mary and Joseph, who by their own vocation took care of Jesus. We also have our own Jesus. We also have our own Jesus to take care of, to protect, and to love, and to nourish, to help grow. Now, by doing what God wants, we are actually making the presence of Jesus genuinely alive. So how do we make the presence of the Lord present? Of course, we can say that it is in our own families, no? Whatever that the nature of that family is. So to make it more clearer, or rather to make it clearer, we can say here that as stewards of vocation, number one, all of us receive a call. And then in this call is where we express our being stewards. Again, I would like to remind you that the attitude of a steward is he receives God's gift gratefully. He is thankful for the work that he is doing, whether you are a humble professional or maybe a great entrepreneur or whatever the nature of your work is, that is God's gift to you. And because it is God's gift to you, you ought to put that at the service of others. You have to share it in love and justice so that in our sharing, you return it with increase. Now, as I said, in the family, I think it's very clear. Your husband, your wife, your children are God's gifts to you. So what do you do with it? What do you do with these gifts? You nurture it. You let it grow. You take care of it. You safeguard it. You just don't allow other people to destroy your family, or you destroy it yourself. Of course, you don't do that. Rather, you safeguard it in the same way that Joseph safeguarded Mary and Jesus. And at the same time, while safeguarding it, you also take care of it. You're taking care of it so that it grows. It grows to become fruitful, so that your children will become good children, that they become successful in one way or the other, whatever success means to you, because all of us have a different way of interpreting what success means. So in whatever form or ways by which we try to understand how to take care of this or how to return it with the increase with the Lord, what is important is we return this not only as we receive it, but as what God wanted us to do with that at the very first place when He gave it to us. So my dear friends, thank you for your patience in listening to this reflection. I look forward to seeing you for the fourth day of our Aguinaldo reflections.